Hello and welcome to the Luv Doc podcast with hosts Waldo Wachewski and Ophelia Brewski.
Okay, let's unpack this. We've probably all seen it, right?
Oh, definitely.
That moment when someone usually, thoughtful, kind, suddenly seems to, transform when alcohol's involved.
Yeah, it's like flipping a switch sometimes.
Yeah.
A whole different persona seems to walk in.
Exactly. And we got this message from a reader, and she calls herself Mrs. Party Pooper. And her situation, it dives right into this.
Okay.
She describes her husband, says he doesn't drink very often, almost never at home, actually.
Right.
But when he does drink, maybe out with friends, a game, a concert, camping, vacation, holidays, visiting family in Houston, those sorts of times, he drinks. And her words here are too much.
And that sounds like something a lot of people might recognize, that pattern. And what's really interesting is how she describes the change.
Yeah.
He gets louder, she says. More talkative, starts teasing people, the kids, friends sometimes, takes it a bit too far, upsets them.
Okay, so there's a definite shift in behavior.
A big shift. And importantly, he does apologize later. That's key. But his defense is always the same. I'm just having fun. And he claims that guy, the loud, teasing guy, that's who he really is.
And there's the rub, isn't it? Because she, Mrs. Party Pooper, she completely disagrees.
Right.
She says most of the time he's a nice, sweet, caring husband and dad. So that's kind of our mission, to really explore this idea of an alternate self when someone's drinking. What's actually going on? Is it really a different person, or maybe just an impaired version of the same person, less filtered?
Exactly. And to help us sort of dig into this this relationship between alcohol, how we see ourselves, and maybe where genuine joy comes from, we're going to look at a really candid Luv Doc.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, his own story provides a really profound parallel. So using both these perspectives, we'll try to shed some light on that question. Is the drunk self really separate, or just the existing self, maybe with the brakes off and perhaps, less competent?
It's interesting, too, how Mrs. Party Pooper mentions her husband is a big guy and can, drink a lot and still function.
Right, the tolerance aspect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the issue isn't necessarily how often he drinks or even just the volume itself, maybe. It's the intensity of that change, that jarring difference she sees.
That contrast between the nice, sweet, caring guy and the boisterous, teasing party animal.
Exactly.
And that's where Luv Doc's story really connects. He talks about his own past, how he could put it down the drink. I mean, like I used to do when I had to be functional.
Okay.
But he explicitly says he used to drink, quote, like I am trying to become someone else, someone funner, someone more likable or entertaining.
Wow. That sounds exactly like the husband's defense, just having fun. This is the real me.
It's almost the same script, isn't it?
Yeah.
This feeling that alcohol unlocks maybe a better or at least a more fun version of yourself. Yeah, that's a really powerful point. And for so many people, that is the struggle. You see these changes, the loudness, the teasing, maybe making people uncomfortable. And you just wonder, is this someone totally new popping out? Or is it something that was always there, just unmasked? Which brings us right to Luv Doc's, his pivotal moment, a really stark wake-up call.
Okay.
He talks about a chat with his godfather, Uncle Pat. Luv Doc mentioned he liked reposado tequila. And Uncle Pat just says, simply, you only get one liver, so you probably ought to take care of it.
Good advice.
Right. Luv Doc admits he kind of mentally shrugged it off at first, joked to himself he wasn't Nick Cage and leaving Las Vegas.
Yeah.
But then, smash cut, as he puts it. He's sitting in his gastroenterologist's office, and he gets the news. Fatty liver.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And the doctor didn't sugarcoat it.
Yeah.
Fatty liver, he was told, is basically one of the last stops on the way to cirrhosis of the liver. Yeah. And Luv Doc explains cirrhosis means you have a good chance of ending up at the bottom of a list you would prefer to be at the top of the liver donor list.
Wow. Okay, that definitely puts things in perspective. That's a consequence that would make anyone reevaluate.
Absolutely. So his motivation became pretty clear. To not die a long, slow, sad death. And he made a big change, cut way back on alcohol, went cold turkey for about 6 months, actually.
Okay, a significant shift.
A very significant shift. And it was during that sober period that he learned something, really profound about himself. And this is where it gets super relevant.
Okay, I'm listening. This is where it gets really interesting.
Holy crap. You're psychotically obsessed with the Luv Doc, but can't think of a flashy gauche way to share your obsession with the world? Stop thinking and make a beeline for the Luv Doc's home sweet home on the interwebs, thepleasurecraft.com, where you can find a veritable treasure trove of sick merch that will make even your coolest friends super gel. Honestly, I don't know why you didn't already think of this yourself, but you're welcome. Have fun on the pleasure craft. It was made just for you. Let me spell it out for you one more time. www.thepleasurecraft.com.
So what he found was, instead of only letting out his wild, unfiltered, insane thoughts when he was drinking,
Yeah.
he started letting them out when he was sober.
Huh.
And the surprising thing, he found they actually came out much more articulately, perhaps even poetically.
Huh. So better expressed, maybe.
Better expressed. But there was a cost. He jokes that the downside was he became much more insufferable in his everyday life.
Uh-huh. Okay, so maybe not always easier to be around, even sober.
Apparently not. He quips, no one really requested sober Luv Doc, but that's what they got. Drunken Noodle got taken off the menu.
Right.
But the real takeaway, the thing that speaks directly to Mrs. Party Pooper's situation, is this. Luv Doc realized that drink Luv Doc and sober Luv Doc are basically the same guy.
Okay.
It's just that one is way stupider and has shittier motor skills, well, with the exception of flip cup and billiards.
Huh. Okay, that's a very blunt assessment, but really insightful.
Incredibly insightful. It completely pushes back against that idea that alcohol creates someone new.
Right. It's not Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, exactly.
Not according to Luv Doc's experience. He realized that drunk party animal wasn't some other being that took over. He said the drunk party animal was me. I was in the room the whole time. Drunk me was sober me. And for him, that realization meant, well, there really wasn't good reason to have that Seventh Ranch water,
Yeah, because it wasn't actually making him more himself, just dumber, essentially.
Exactly. Stupider, less coordinated, less articulate. That insight is just so crucial, I think.
It really is.
It suggests alcohol isn't this magic potion conjuring a new personality. It's more like it primarily just removes inhibitions. It impairs judgment. It messes with motor skills.
So the underlying traits may be a tendency to tease or being naturally loud or even those wild thoughts Luv Doc mentioned, they're already there.
They're already present, yeah.
Yeah.
Alcohol just seems to stir away the filters we normally use. It reduces our ability to express things well or to judge their impact on others.
Less a transformation, more like turning down the dimmer switch on control and awareness.
That's a great way to put it. Lessening cognitive control. Lowering inhibitions.
Okay, so if we take that understanding and apply it back to Mrs. Party Pooper's husband, it really reframes things, doesn't it? It suggests his loud, teasing party self isn't some separate entity. It's likely just an uninhibited, maybe less considerate, less self-aware version of the same caring husband and dad.
Precisely. The challenge isn't managing two different people. It's about helping one person understand and manage the different ways they express themselves, especially when impaired.
That shift in perspective feels huge. When Luv Doc got that the drunk party animal was just him, unvarnished and less controlled, it directly addresses the husband's claim that this behavior is who he really is.
It does. It makes you, the listener, think, right? When you see that shift in someone, or maybe even in yourself, is it really a totally different persona? Or is it just the everyday self, but without the usual filters, maybe less articulate, maybe, as Luv Doc put it, stupider?
It definitely makes you reconsider the whole concept of a drunk self. Makes you look at behavior, yours or others, maybe with a bit more clarity.
And Luv Doc's final piece of wisdom, which loops back beautifully to his Uncle Pat's advice, points a way forward. He realized the key to easing up on drinking wasn't just about avoiding liver failure, though that helped. It was about finding that sense of joy and playfulness without feeling like alcohol is the conduit.
So recognizing that the fun, the laughter, the wildness, it's already inside you. You don't need the alcohol to access it.
Exactly. It's already there. Alcohol might feel like a shortcut, but it's not the source.
Right. So for you, the listener, as you think about all this, maybe consider, where do you really find your uninhibited joy, your most authentic sense of playfulness?
What are those moments or activities that make you feel truly alive, truly yourself, unburdened?
And then ask, what role, if any, does alcohol actually play in getting you to that feeling? Is it essential, or is it maybe just something else?
To read the column that spawned this podcast, go to austinchronicle.com/columns/the Luv Doc. There are probably worse things to do with your time, right?